Hi guys, and welcome to the month of Aquarius. So Aquarian energy is the 11th energy, so this is going to be very important what kind of goals we set this month. You can see different segments of your life. What is your journey? What is happening with your family? Where is your prosperity lying? What you should be doing to increase your chances of looking good, and what is, like, for example, residing in your love and marriage house. And if you guys want your private reading, and if you waited for a special with me, this is the time. So basically what's happening right now, it is upgraded. So the regular readings, which usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks, I'm going to turn around in a week. So you're going to get a price of a regular, you're going to get a rush reading. If you order a rush reading to get it within or under a week, you're going to get it within 3 days. And if you order an urgent reading, which is usually 3 days delivery, you're going to get it within 24 hours. So just book a regular reading or rush reading or urgent reading, and that's going to be upgraded. So to book the reading, check my website www.cattarot.ca. Without much further ado, let's jump into your monthly reading. Hi Libra, how are you? This is like your February forecast. You know that I'm honest, so I'll be honest with you. I have been trying for actually quite a few days to do Libra's forecast. And I do have a ritual before the one that you see me doing, kind of like asking each and every time if this is the right time for me to do that, and see simply how cards respond to me. And for about 6 days in a row, I was getting no, 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 and no, and no. And I was like, what's going on? So today, finally, it kind of allowed me to proceed. And I kind of like can see what's going on. I'm sort of like getting an idea why I have been blocked for a reading for you. So let me first start telling you what cards you have. You have the Hierophant. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You have Knave of Swords reversed, 8 of Pentacles. You have the Moon as the center. You have 6 of Cups, 9 of Swords, the World, and 6 of Wands. And then, as you notice, these cards kind of like just jumped out with that. So it will be 3 of Swords, 2 of Swords reversed, and 4 of Pentacles reversed. As underlying energy, you have the Hangman reversed, the Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune, and the Empress that also kind of like force itself out. You have Compromise over here, and we'll get to this vibration card because that is actually really, really big, important. And here, to clarify the underlying energy, I'm getting the Journey, Sweetheart, which most likely is you, Melody, and Enemy. So I was really thinking how to go about that because first and foremost, you're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 majors. And that's huge. So I already know at this stage with how many signs I did for January and February that there is like a switch happening in February. And it is my birthday month, which I really like to kind of like sail smoothly. It's not going to be this way. And you're going to see it this month. And especially because you're Libra, you're very concerned about equilibrium, about balance, about justice. It's going to be kind of like rocky road, let's put it this way, because not just for you but for absolutely every sign, we are supposed to kind of like put ourselves in balance. Furthermore, you have cards that are indicating switch, end of one phase, beginning of a new phase, right? So you have Nine of Swords, you have the Moon, you have Ten of Pentacles, and you have the World and the Hangman, all of them, and the Wheel of Fortune. So for you guys, honestly, this is the biggest turn that I'm seeing from all the signs so far, and I think I just have a few left. So let's see where this takes us, right? Because let me start from like kind of like where everything centers over here, right? So the Moon. The Moon card is kind of an interesting one. It kind of represents our conscious and our subconscious and how we really connected together. This is like why in the standard decks you usually have a dog and coyote and a lobster, like creating like basically conscious and something that kind of like is that wild part inside of us. And that's why we have like two towers over here, and just like wondering if it's even worth it barking at the Moon, right? So the Moon is a psychological card of projecting basically fear into your present and your future, and this is all based on past experiences. So the images, thoughts, and feelings that maybe you repressed over time can cause you inner disturbances and can become overwhelming. So you might be in this period experiencing negative blocks within your personality. It may be causing you fear and anxiety, right? So there is a way to remedy this, right? By purging process and releasing those deep memories. Like, I mean, I have these energy sessions, meditation and alignment, intense, very intense yoga where you almost get to that stage. It's also like really, really good for that, right? Now, this is a time like where you can really, really, really go deep in your soul and dredge up your anxieties, fears, any blocks, and especially you guys, you're more judgmental toward yourself, anything that you think it's like personality disturbance, right? So you'll actually be even surprised with invisible things coming to the surface, right? To the surface, pardon me, including like, I don't know, secret motives, clandestine information, third parties, you know, and even ancient hidden truths. So this is not going to only kind of like involve reality and personal. You'll be getting additional messages because this card Moon is also the card, just like in High Priestess, that kind of bestows you with additional abilities, right? That you can actually go with. This also is a card of illusion and deception, and therefore it suggests, like the Moon, that something is not as it appears to be. So vigilance and clear perception will be really necessary to kind of like dig out anything that is hidden before it's too late. And you guys are really good detectives. I think Libra, better than any sign, you have that sweet front, but like you're like a razor sharp going into the, like, I mean, core of the matter, right? So you do like beauty, but you do not like beauty that festers, nice wrapping that festers, like that looks nice, but everything inside festers. No, that's not you, and that's why you are an air sign. Like the prototype to you would be Taurus, and this is like why this reading is kind of like really made very interesting, because the Empress belongs both to Taurus and to Libra. So this is kind of like where things start to like kick in gear, right? Because oftentimes the Moon appears in a reading when you're not sure of your destination or even of the path you're traveling, right? But you're deciding to travel nonetheless, sort of like, let's go. Maybe you have lost your way and maybe you're now left to kind of like walk in the dark, and you're just like guided with that like very faint light of the moonlight, and which is like just your inner light or intuition. And right now, like maybe you're saying, I'm just going on my gut feeling. I am I'm just like willing to trust myself that this is going to work out. You know, like what they say, you don't have to know the entire highway. You just have to get to the first curve and the next and next and next, and eventually you will finish this entire journey. I would just say that since this is the time of sort of like a switch, I would say this moon card is asking you to kind of like shift, I would say, your attitude, because you have like this 3 cards or 4 swords. So you're definitely residing in your air element. You're definitely kind of like bringing over here some kind of anxiety, something from the past. This could be like really even depression. This could be you having too many coffees. This could be, again, like that's what I said, you cannot necessarily make a decision. Some of you are still haunted with the past. Some of you are still sort of like either you, or it's happening to you, peering into somebody else's life. Something happened, guys, in the past that kind of like looked okay. For some of you, this even could have included marriage or something really official. It was like heading down the garden path, and the final details have been kind of like worked on, and then poof. Maybe you just like got cold feet, maybe something happened, and these situations, these big life altering situations, are usually when people start to like, show up for who they really are. Now, I am actually not afraid for you, because you guys, if you don't have it yet, you will be like being introduced to your soulmate in this month, or you're going to get reaffirmation that this person that maybe you're inquiring is the one, especially more so if you're a guy. Not to say that if you're not a woman this is not going to work, because it will, but I think women would be a little bit more anxiety prone than men. Especially, maybe it's going to be a little bit of jealousy, maybe it's going to be feeling that somebody's a rival, and this doesn't have to be necessarily another, like, woman. It could be simply the partner like works too much, or the mother-in-law, or the future mother-in-law, or something is impossible, the children are making too much demand, that sort of a thing. That sort of like is going to give you kind of headache, because Libras tend to like always smooth things out. I don't know if I can speak for all Libras, because my ascendant is Libra, but my personal beef is like anger. I don't mind being angry. I can be angry, but not in my home. Oh my gosh, I protect my home like nothing. My home is like literally my refuge, and everything has to be nice there, like nicely decorated. And I just like, whenever I have a hard conversation to carry, I leave my home. This is like sort of like how I kind of like deal with myself. Now, as I said, maybe there was somebody from the past. Maybe there even was a temporary blip in the otherwise good relationship, like, right, something that made you extremely nervous, like it was depression connected with high anxiety. You kind of like got overwhelmed, everything was coming from everywhere, you got suspicious, the trust has been kind of violated. Now you have the World, and you also have the Hangman. So check it out. 21. The World always heralds end of one stage. Let's say you finish grade 2 and you're going to grade 3. So you're never going to come to grade 2. This is not to say that you're not going to be asked questions from grade 2, right? So 21, 2 and 1 is 3. 12, 1 and 2 is 3. So this is the higher vibration of this card. And this is the vibration before. So we have 3, we have 12, and we have 21, all of them. So guys, this is really telling me, and this has a very, very strong influence of that this is going to be time for regeneration, for closeness, and for healing. You know, the key concepts when we come to number 3 and when we come to this vibration is that this has a feminine nature, right? And it's kind of considered in matters that traditionally were sort of like the province of women. Intuition, kind of emotions, creativity, even like, let's say, the act or arts of herbalism and healing, right? In kind of like the widest sense, right? Also, these cards can also talk about birth. So you either, some of you are pregnant and you're just like really actively waiting, and it might come sooner than you thought, and maybe this is like where this nervousness is happening. Maybe some of you married just before, you know, delivery. The others are really eager and trying to conceive. And those that are trying, it's absolutely going to work. This guy's this period, and you know that I don't give medical advice. This is not a medical advice. This is just simply based on this high vibration of the 3, because the Empress is that mother. She is that creator, right? She is the one who suggests good news, fertility, and times of family rejoicing, right? If there is not a new baby that you're expecting, then this is definitely going to indicate a new project or something that will need care and attention. And it's sort of like something that's going to be in early stages, but it's simply going to ensure kind of like its development, just like a baby is just a starting point, and its infant always needs a constant attention of its mother, right? So as far as those of you who have been like kind of like a little bit down, you know, this kind of like winter blues and depression, this definitely suggests the natural regenerative powers of the body and a return to kind of like self-confidence. And this is also coming with physical recovery, right? And as I said to you, kind of like this also kind of like it's really closely related to women, birth, and even reproductive cycle, right? And so fertility is really good, but also like this is definitely great for marriage and partnership and enduring emotions, right? So also, I do have to tell you that in any partnership that might be coming forward, looks like the woman is the one who should be taking partnership. I would say will be, if this was upright. But since 2 of these cards actually were reversed, I would say the woman is hesitant to take this leadership, and hence there is like this anxiety, because the Hangman card on its own is talking about, okay, so this is a switch. Sometimes it's a sacrifice. Everything is sacrifice. Pregnancy is a sacrifice. You guys who are listening, just imagine that you have to pass a watermelon through your body. So it's a huge sacrifice, not to mention, like, you know, everything kind of like gets up and in the air. So Hangman is basically talking about, I'm willing to sacrifice this, and I know this is this long-term goal I really want, and I'm looking forward to that. But when Hangman, or in this case the Hang Cat, is reversed, like this person is really just sort of like singing the odes to, yeah, I'm sacrificing, but they're really not sacrificing. And I think there is like some kind of hesitancy. That's kind of like what I'm picking up from it. But it's not going to last like for too long. I think by mid-February, past Valentine's, things are going to certainly turn around. The anxiety and some lingering fears over, is there a third party, or how do I go forward, will still kind of like remain. But look, you have a 6, 6, and 6. You have like 3 6s. Well, contrary to the popular belief, this is not devil's sign, right? You have like 3 3s as well. And 3 6s and 3 3s, like 3 9s. As I told you, there is a shift. And then you have the 4th 9, the 5th 9. And then you have the 10, and then you have a 10. For you guys, this is going forward. Well, 3 6s is meaning a karmic soulmate. So if you, and plus these are such good 6s, all of them, right? The 1 6, the last one that didn't show up, is the one of moving on. This one is, hey, I remember great moments. You have meant to me so much along the way, and I still have butterflies in a tummy when I think about those moments. This one means I feel so awesome. You make me feel so good. And this one, Six of Rainbows or Six of Pentacles, and I don't know if you can see it and touching their pinkies, is, okay, you know what? I don't know if the solution is the best, but I agree with you. Let's kind of work on it, right? Because it's definitely talking about the quality that is highly needed in a relationship, right? So, and to boot, there is like this Four of Pentacles reversed, which is good, because it's saying the walls that maybe have been, like you see, like here, you see these walls and certain things trapped within this box. But here, things are leaving the box, because sometimes it's more fun to share with people and kind of like enjoy this like kind of human interaction and sort of like a glue that you can get into that. So, leaving the best for the last, because you're getting the vibration of new beginnings, and it was just like clear along the way that something is getting formalized, that something is moving forward. And again, guys, don't put some kind of pressure on yourself, because you're going through this darkness. It seems to be some kind of like new territory for you. It seems to be a new stage. It's kind of normal, right? We always get nervous at the end of the school year when we have to study, and right, like we have all these shocks to our system. But once when we pass, it's such a big relief and knowledge that we did it and that we are moving forward. Another card that is like very significant for you, and I hope you guys like this Visconti tarot. This is the original tarot that was made. Well, not this copy, I wish, because I would be a billionaire. But this is obviously a reproduction of the very first tarot ever made. And I think this particular card has been made so well because the angel is, and you guys relate to it, this is a karma card, right? And the angel is blindfolded, just like your justice card is usually blindfolded, and shifting, like people really want to get on the top, which you will feel on the top in this period of time. Then when on top, instead of realizing, hey, this is temporarily and things can change any time and fall off, some people just like lose the sense of that and sort of like just have this, like what they call it, celebrity syndrome, right? But also to understand that when you're in the bottom, this is like not the worst case scenario, that each bottom has something really that maybe top doesn't have. And this is to looking forward, that from that point on, things are only going up. This is the luck card, I would say, because the karma is on your side and things will be really developing, but you guys are making a giant leap forward in this period of time. And let me just pull one more card so we can seal the reading from my the Enchanted Map deck. And guys, to get your private readings, please contact me. This is a major sort of like general reading, but please get to me if you need something. And you have goblins reversed. So let's see what's that all about. It says, fear is an illusion. So again, we are going back to the moon, the center card, which I really spent lots of time telling you about. So if you really need to take something from this reading, please rewind back or whatever. Go back to the beginning of this reading and like see what I've told you about moon, because that's simply the single theme that has to be kind of like worked on. So it says, forgive yourself and forgive others. So, reversed. It is often difficult to deal with someone else's issues because they impact your own. No one is perfect, but in this case, you're particularly vulnerable to being manipulated. Don't take this world personally. When the Goblin's card arrives reversed, it's a sign to step back with detachment. Don't let other people's stuff lead you into reacting from an old wound. Love yourself unconditionally. Set boundaries and your goblins will fall asleep. Love is the only answer. So my Libra, with that beautiful sentence, let's see each other in a kind of like mid-February and go from there. Love ya.